TurtleDorks. It is the Turtle Dork back with a new movie review for you today. This one I have is the third film by Damien Chazelle. Well, it may be his third or his fourth. It is First Man. First Man tells the story of Neil Armstrong and his journey in the 60s. I think it spans 8 years from 61 to 69, I believe, with the space race with Russia, him going through the space program and being the first man to step foot on the moon. And I gotta say, this movie kind of takes a different approach to this type of material that I think we've kind of seen in previous films before. But the thing that Damien Chazelle really wanted to kind of focus on was Neil Armstrong and seeing it from his perspective, going through his personal journey through these 8 years in the space program. Now, other movies that we've seen have always taken kind of like an outside view looking in, as far as like giving us an outside perspective of the whole space program and the journey to the moon and this historical event that happened in 1969. But this one almost, I want to say it's almost like it takes an inside out approach where you're literally right next to these characters you're in the classrooms, you're in the cockpit, you're in the shuttle with them. And the way Damien Chazelle really kind of photographs this film, two things about that: the way he photographs this film, where it kind of feels like a movie from that period, where he's usually kind of like this grainy stock footage, almost like 16mm film, and so it feels like it's a movie from that time. And then also the way he's able to kind of shoot from inside the cockpit when you're seeing a lot of these different tests that they're doing. You feel it when you're going through a lot of these different sequences, and he does that brilliantly. I think with the opening, he really just kind of throws you right in there, and I think a lot of that done, the technical achievements with a lot of those moments are done really well. And I think he also brings that kind of aesthetic into some of the quieter moments of the film as well, when you see Neil Armstrong at home with his family, with his wife Claire Foy, who plays Janet Armstrong. A lot of those scenes almost feel kind of like a documentary, with the way that the cinematography is done, kind of following Neil Armstrong around the house, the way everything is done, especially with that film stock. It does have a very authentic and grainy and real life feel to it. So I think that kind of aesthetic kind of plays through the whole film. Some of the other cast of characters that we have too in the film too is he has a very close relationship with the character played by Jason Clarke and Patrick Fugit. I want to look up their names. Let's see, Jason Clarke plays Edward White, and who was Patrick Fugit? Elliot C. And I know, well, I mean, not necessarily a spoiler because this is based on true events. That's another thing I really enjoyed about the film, is the fact that it really kind of shows you the danger and the risk and the cost and the loss of life that happened to these men, and some of these men don't survive. It shows you the danger of that. Neil Armstrong, played by Ryan Gosling. I think Ryan Gosling really gives kind of like an understated performance, because the way he portrays Neil Armstrong, and I didn't really read much about the man, but he plays him kind of distant from his family, even from his peers. But I think that comes to probably one of my biggest criticisms about the film, where I don't feel that emotionally connected to the drama of the characters, between the characters in the movie. And when certain things happen in the film, I just found myself kind of void of really feeling anything that I really kind of wanted this movie to kind of make me feel. It doesn't take away from the way this movie kind of pulls you in with all the different aspects, whether it's the cinematography, the score, the performances, the direction. I think all that stuff is able to really kind of pull you into the story. But ultimately, it really just kind of it left me wanting a little bit more. But I mean, even with that being said, I think this is a solid film, and definitely worth seeking out. I wouldn't say out of the films that Damien Chazelle has done, it's my favorite of his. I still think Whiplash and La La Land are superior films to this one, but this is a damn good movie. I think Damien Chazelle is showing definite improvements as a director. He's definitely maturing and showing his evolution as a director. So that I'm excited to see what he does next. And then the fact that this is a different type of film than the movies that he's done before, where it was more music focused. And this is more of a historical drama. It makes me excited to see what else he's going to do next in his career. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts for First Man. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments below. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, and share, and go to check out my other dorks at MouthDork, at TheDiscoDork, and at Sidewalk Siren. And as for me, I am the Turtle Dork, and with that, I'm out.